Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's May 8th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see California here to the bottom right. You can also see what is the next trough digging out across the Pacific Ocean. This is what's going to be visiting the west coast of North America as we go through this weekend and on into the early portion of next week. And we'll take a look at the details on what this system is going to bring us here. It's going to cool us down after a brief warm up here for the next few days. We'll dive into those details as we go through the video here this morning. Take a look at lightning strikes over the last 24 hours. You can see that it's confined to portions of Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. No lightning strikes over California. Definitely a change from the last few days there. And same thing with Nevada as well. Some pretty strong storms, as you might have seen out there. Had some blowing dust and actually some hail reports as well. And if you missed that, we had a tornado report across Arizona also. And if we take a look at where we are right now with the visible satellite imagery, you can see the marine layer kind of hit and miss there across Southern California up the Central Coast towards the Bay Area as well. And again, kind of hit and miss, cat and mouse there up and down the entire coastline. You can see the snow caps here in Nevada. There's Mount Shasta right here. So if we back up yesterday and we take a look at those thunderstorms across Arizona, if we go through the day, you can kind of see how it looks like things are bubbling up there across the terrain. That is what is known as convection. It's the same thing as if you were to look at your pot of water boiling on your stovetop. You see those bubbles start to form at the very surface of the pot itself. And yeah, that is what the process known as convection. That is what kicks off those thunderstorms there across Arizona yesterday. So also, if you want to share stuff with me, go to the Patreon page link down below and go to the community chat page and go ahead and share your weather media images with me there if you would like. It's also a great way to support the channel if you want as well. Now taking a look at the 7-day precipitation anomaly, this is just raw data. So some of these percentages, of course, get skewed just huge because this is just a 7-day period. But you can see finally the desert areas and some of Southern California higher terrain, mainly in portions of Nevada and Arizona, just huge amounts compared to what you would normally get on just a random week here during the month of May. And you can kind of see the flip there as Northern California getting very little precipitation during the last 7 days. However, if you look at the last 365 days, this is a percentage of normal precipitation. You can see some areas across Nevada and California, and these numbers are easy to skew. Obviously, you're not getting as much rainfall out here as some places across some of the higher terrain in Northern California. But when you take that all into account, that is kind of a concerning trend there across some of the interior regions there. And even Southern California has been on the dry side of things, and up to Central Coast as well, and some of the higher terrain San Joaquin Valley, not doing too hot. But you can see portions of Northern California that are in excess of the normal, which would be about 100% there. Of course, 100% would be just normal, and you can see some areas up towards 100%, 120% there. So take a look at thunderstorm activity today. Again, extreme eastern Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. Nothing for California. And then day 2 here as well across some of the Rocky Mountains there of Colorado. But if we look at lightning strike density potential here as we go through the day, just kind of wrapping this up, you can see it's mainly New Mexico out there. We're not looking at any thunderstorm activity here today for California, or that matter for tomorrow. And if we take a look here at the European, so this is what is coming next. We're going to look at 500 millibar heights here, 18,000 feet. And you can kind of see that low pressure system that brought us our weather pushing off to the east. And you can see that we've got a ridge building here for a few days. We're going to warm things up, but by the time we get towards this weekend, you are going to notice this change. Look at this trough dropping down the west coast of North America all the way across California. Kind of an inside slider here, and the track of this is going to have a big impact here on who sees what types of precipitation, or the amounts of precipitation, what kind of thunderstorm activity we are going to get. But these inside sliders tend to be kind of on the dry side, but it will be bringing some precipitation here across the state of California and the southwest USA with thunderstorm potential as well. So also on the flip side here, you can kind of see how the winds are fairly light here, relatively speaking, here as we go through the next few days. But then as we go on in towards the end of the weekend, you'll see things start to pick up here across the region. You start to bring the northwest wind a little bit stronger down towards Southern California, and you start to kick off the winds across some of the desert areas as well. Look at by Monday afternoon, some of these gusty southwesterly and westerly winds across the higher terrain, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, and portions of California as well. And then as that low is going to be around here as we go through the early portion of next week, it's going to keep things breezy here across the region. So the winds will pick up. What about the precipitation? Let's take a look at that on the European model. So we're scrolling through Friday afternoon, not much to speak of for the state of California. We go through Saturday afternoon. Here we are in towards Sunday afternoon. You can see the next frontal system just starting to approach the northwest California coastline. So we scroll on in towards the day on Monday, and that's when the precipitation starts to arrive. Bay Area, maybe some light rainfall. Central Coast, Northern California, finally getting some rainfall. Higher terrain, snowfall coming in here, pushing in towards the Sierra Nevada. We scroll on in through the day, actually Monday night into Tuesday morning, and you can see we've got that Sierra snowfall here still showing up as we go through May 11th, 12th, 13th, and then as we kick that through, and not much for Southern California, but it tries to wring out a little bit of precipitation for some of the higher terrain, maybe a little bit for the lower elevations, but overall not a very wet system, but it will bring a pattern change and cool things down. So in the short term here, this is San Joaquin Valley, West Side Hills. It's that time of the season here. You don't like to see it come, but it's inevitable at this time of year. We start to bring that fire risk here across the region. There's all kinds of things you can do to try to prevent that. But also, we have the heat as well. Warm, high temperatures. You can see some of these areas Thursday, 5 to 10. Friday, Saturday, pretty warm out there, 10 to 18 above normal here from the National Weather Service, Los Angeles. This was issued yesterday. This is areas of moderate heat risk. You can kind of see this. I mean, you know how to beat the heat out there. Just letting you know that it is on its way. And same thing here. We're looking at Bay Area, and you're looking at moderate heat risk out there potentially. So yeah, it might be a little bit more impactful since we're in the early portions of the warmer season upon us. So taking a look here at the National Blended Models. This is today, Thursday, May 8th. Check it out. Some 90s showing up all the way up towards maybe even towards Redding and some of the Sacramento Valley desert areas, some areas getting into the mid 90s. We go into Friday, you can see things really warm up. Look at Bakersfield at 97 degrees there. The desert's punching up over 100. You can see into the Sacramento Valley, probably mid 90s. Saturday, another very warm day across the region. Look at Bakersfield checking at 100 degrees. But by Sunday, check that out. You can see the cool down start to roll in here. But look by Saturday, I mean, you're talking about some areas potentially 25 degrees cooler than what they were on Friday and Saturday. And then as you go through Tuesday, that upper level low will be very close, right over the top of the region there as we start to bring those temperatures back up a bit as we go through next week, but we'll worry about that as we get closer to that forecast. Here's 24-hour temperature change. So I like to show this one here when we get these big pattern changes. And again, this is the change between a 24-hour period where the model is currently based on versus the last 24 hours. So as we scroll through here, we start to go off in towards Sunday, and look at that across Northern California. Some areas 20 degrees change in 24 hours here between Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. You can see Southern California cooling off as well. And then here we go on in through the day on Monday. Check it out. Some places dropping down by maybe more than 20, 25 degrees in a 24-hour period across much of the state of California, Nevada. We're scrolling on in through Monday night here, and you can see the big change. You're definitely going to feel this pattern change coming in here as we go through this weekend and towards the end of next week, and then we'll start to bounce back after that, but we'll worry about that later. Now, this is the extended forecast here. We're looking at the artificial intelligence model, and you can see the trough digging down the coastline here. And again, kind of that inside slider here as we go through the weekend and on into early next week. That's what's going to bring that pattern change there. And we'll see just how long that trough is going to hold on and how much this ridge is going to build in the wake of that trough as we go through the extended forecast. Not much showing in the extended forecast just yet. We'll check back on that on a daily basis as always. Here's the 6 to 10 day. Check it out. They still have this below normal signal here for the West Coast, so thumbs up for that. And the above normal signal continues to exist May 12th through May 16th. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. I'm back to work here for at least one day here at Alaska Airlines. It is my day job, and hopefully you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We will do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.